Hi guys, welcome to Byte's Friendsgiving Feast. I'm inviting my friends at Byte to create the perfect Friendsgiving menu, full of unique twists on holiday classics. Today, Claudia is cooking a delicious spatchcock roasted turkey with mole poblano and pink tortillas and a mole Carajillo.
Oh my gosh.
Right, let's get cooking.
Hola familia, I'm Claudia Sandoval and welcome to Byte's Friendsgiving Feast, the place to watch, explore, and cook. Now this holiday season, we've created the best and most amazing Friendsgiving menu. Today, I'm tackling the turkey for Friendsgiving, and the amazing Alex and Zoya are whipping up some incredible sides. Terrific Teeny, well, she's making some amazing baked rolls and delicious mashed potatoes. Then Gordon is gonna go ahead and take all of our leftovers and whip up an amazing holiday treat. Now, when we're talking turkey, I cannot start without talking about brine. If you're not brining your turkey, you're not doing it right. Now, let me talk to you about my wet brine. The most important part is getting started with a pot of boiling water. Woo, she's ready for a facial, girl. Now, I'm gonna start off with piloncillo. Granted, you could use a brown sugar if you can't find piloncillo, but piloncillo is a Mexican ingredient that essentially is like an unrefined sugar. So we wanna go ahead and put that in, and that will immediately start to fall apart. To that, we're also going to add equal part of salt. Now this is kosher salt. It's a lot of salt. I know what you're thinking. Just follow along. We're also gonna add a whole head of garlic. To that, we're also gonna add what we call pimienta gorda, or chunky, would that be like chunky pepper? In America, we call it allspice. So we're gonna add some allspice, a ton of actual peppercorns, some fresh marjoram, some fresh oregano, fresh bay leaves. Fresh is always a lot softer in flavor, so I add a lot. We're also going to add the zest of some oranges. I always say the more zest, the better. Who doesn't like to be zesty? And then we're gonna let that reduce down. You want it to boil. You want all of those flavors to be infused into that liquid. And then I'm gonna show you how we use this brine. Now check this out. Coming close. I mean, you can literally see that it's almost created like a tea version, right? And that's exactly what you want for a brine. Now, I've already cooled this completely because #don't give your family salmonella. If you were to pour hot liquid over a uncooked turkey, it's a recipe for disaster. So make sure that you completely cool your brine. I mean, this is almost cold. To brine our turkey, I'm gonna teach you a really easy trick using an oven bag and a roasting pan. Take your turkey, you're gonna drop it into the oven bag, and you're gonna make sure that it's situated right at the bottom. Now it's time to strain this brine. I'm putting it through a fine mesh sieve. I don't want anything going through here. Now we've strained the brine, and look at that beautiful color. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it over our turkey, and it's really going to pair beautifully. Now all you have to do is try to remove as much of the air as possible. Pull it up tight, and then you just tie it up. Now, this has to go into the refrigerator to brine for 72 hours. Meanwhile, I'm gonna get started on my cocktail. If you ask me, no Friendsgiving feast is complete without a cocktail. So I'm gonna show you how to make a Mexican mole Carajillo. Now, a Carajillo originated in Spain, essentially something made with espresso and a specific liqueur. But since I'm Mexican and I like to show you guys a little bit of our Mexican side, I wanted to show you how I make mine. Now, this is gonna require 2 ounces of cold brew, corn liqueur, a couple of dashes of mole bitters. Like, when in doubt, just add a couple more. Now we're gonna go ahead and start shaking this. This part is really important. It creates a foam that is very iconic. So we're gonna go ahead and pour the Carajillo over the glass. Now to the top of this, we're gonna add a little bit of pumpkin spice. I'm gonna add it to this very fancy kind of shaker. Hold it right over the cocktail and then just tap once or twice. Beautiful. Now, these are known as allspice leaves. I love to create echoes of flavor. So we're just gonna go ahead and torch the allspice leaf, and the torching creates this incredible aroma. It's gonna make everyone wonder, what is she making in that kitchen? and it's gonna be this amazing cocktail. Now, of course, we've gotta add a little bit of my Claudia touch, so we're gonna go ahead and dust it with some gold. And there it is, the beautiful Mexican Molé Carajillo. I've gotta taste it, I can't wait anymore. Oh my gosh. It's sweet, it's creamy. If I could explain it, it tastes almost unctuous on the palate. It tastes like dessert, but there's like a savory aspect to it. But on top of that, it gives you that pick-me-up that you need, especially when you're eating a lot. So, cheers to friends, and cheers to the Friendsgiving feast. I think I have to get back to the turkey now. All right, now our turkey has been brining for 3 days. And no, I'm not wearing the same dress. This is one that I already prepared 3 days before. So carefully, we're going to pick it up. And obviously this is much easier with a smaller turkey. Check out how the turkey has actually taken on some of the color that you could spot in that brine. Now, just to make things a little bit easier, I'm gonna go ahead and start patting it down. A dry skin means a crispy skin. You want crispy skin. All right, it's time to spatchcock the turkey. You are going to look for the spine, right? It runs on the back side. And what you're going to do essentially is identify where that spine ends. And on each side of the spine is where the rib cage is. So you're going to essentially cut on each side of the spine, breaking through the ribs. Don't be afraid to just go ahead and get in there and cut right through. All right, now that we've got the spine fully taken out, you're going to take a nice knife and you're gonna go ahead and just break the breastbone down the center. And you don't wanna fully break it, you just wanna give it a couple of hacks so that when you turn it around, you're able to just break it. And then you wanna push down nice and heavy, okay? So you have now spatchcocked your turkey. That's perfect right there. Even layer all the way through, right? Everything's gonna cook evenly and nothing is going to cook quicker than anything else. This next part is super important. I'm gonna place this turkey into the roasting pan and I'm gonna place it into the fridge. Now, what this is going to ensure is that your turkey has a beautiful, crisp skin. So we're gonna place this into the fridge and allow it to air dry for about 24 hours. The spatchcock turkey has dried for 24 hours. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add some aromatic vegetables underneath. So we've got, of course, some celery. Essentially, it's a mirepoix, but a big one, because as you can tell, we just kind of quartered the onions. Now, we're gonna go ahead and lay our spatchcock turkey right back on top of that and make sure that you turn over those thighs. You want those thighs to be nice and open like that. Now we're gonna place this into the oven at 450 degrees until this gets nice and golden. Now it's time to get started on our mole. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, mole with turkey? How does that even make sense? But the fact is that mole actually originated with turkey. In fact, it's said that Mesoamericans actually made mole to cover the very gamey taste of turkeys. Now in this case, we're gonna be making my black mole. We're gonna use a Oaxacan black mole paste, but we're gonna zhuzh it. We're gonna Claudiafy it. So first we're gonna go ahead and get this started. We're going to warm up a couple of tablespoons of grapeseed oil. And to that, we're going to add some ancho peppers, or what is known as pasilla in Mexico. Now, you cut off the stem and you insert your scissor, and you can use gloves if you are really anti-spice. I'm Mexican, so I grew up doing this. And then you're gonna place that into the hot oil. And this is barely starting to get warm. Terracotta takes a good amount of time to get warm. That's exactly why you love it, because you don't have to go really high on the heat. You kind of just allow that terracotta to continue cooking nice and slow. And meanwhile, we're gonna move on to the rest of our ingredients. Now, to this blender, we're gonna go ahead and add our mole paste, some pitted prunes, raisins, piloncillo. Now, this is grated piloncillo, that amazing ingredient that was used in our brine. We're also going to add 2 tablets of Mexican chocolate, some turkey stock, this is the season. Now we're just gonna give that a minute while we take a look at our chiles. And let me tell you, it smells absolutely glorious. You don't wanna take them too far. So we're gonna go ahead and add these to the blender. That's looking really good. Now we're gonna come back to our pot and we're gonna put it on a nice medium-low heat. And to that, we're gonna add some more oil. We're thinking about roughly about 1/4 cup of oil. And then you're gonna go ahead and add your mole. All right, I think it's time to check on our turkey. It's already looking beautiful. It's time to turn down the temperature to 350. Now, while that continues to cook, I'm gonna make some pink corn tortillas. And we're just gonna press gently. And that already looks beautiful. While I'm cooking these tortillas, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that I keep stirring this mole. And already you can start to see how that color is becoming a lot closer to that original black mole paste. Beautiful. Now that we've got our tortilla set, time to get to plating. Now that is one beautiful turkey. Whew. There it is, all of that time and effort, all of that patience in giving this days of work has just turned into this beauty. This to me is picture perfect. I mean, I should let this rest, but I need to dig in. Now I'm gonna cut in to the breast. Now this is usually the driest part of the turkey, but not mine. Oof. Perfectly cooked, beautiful, gorgeous, juicy. Then with that beautiful, crispy skin. And then you've gotta top it with that mole. That right over top and perfectly yummy. I mean, what else do you want in life? I'll tell you what, just a group of friends to share the meal with. This is gonna pair perfectly with Alex and Zoya's sides, and of course, with those beautiful mashed potatoes that Teeny's preparing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So delicious. The turkey is juicy, and the skin is nice and crispy. The mole is like everything I grew up with. It's rich, it's unctuous, it's a little spicy. You've got the chocolate. I can literally taste some of the prunes and the sweetness of the raisins. This is a perfect meal. I hope that you make it with your family. I hope that you bring my recipes to your family, to your Friendsgiving feast. Man, I can't wait to share this with the girls. Now I know what you're thinking. There's a lot of leftovers, but fear not. Gordon's gonna come in and take all of our leftovers and create a perfect holiday treat. If you wanna watch that episode and more Friendsgiving Feast episodes, make sure that you go to the Bite Originals YouTube right now and subscribe because we have so much more to show you. Enjoy.